Hometown Family Radio Stations here in Scottsbluff. We are talking to author Jonathan Womack, Jared Horick along with Jonathan. And first off, thank you for coming here to Hometown Family Radio in Scottsbluff.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jared. Thank you for having me.
And kind of first off, go into detail where you're from and kind of how you got started writing books.
Well, I'm originally from northern Indiana, grew up there, and I moved to Boston in my 20s. I've been out there for 25 years now. I work at Harvard during the day and write in my spare time. And what got me into writing was back in the mid-'80s, I had an idea for this story. And little did I know I would actually sit down and write it one day. But a couple of years, 1999, that little voice inside my head said, start writing. So I did. And I was nearing the end of that book, which is called A Cry for a Hero. And it's about a guy in Colorado, a farmer, who finds some terrorist in his own backyard, and him and his buddies have to, they answer the call. And I was nearing the end of the book when 9/11 hit, and it landed on my birthday, so I was just very, very eerie the way I'm tied to that event, because the bad guy in the book is, I had based on Osama. I was researching him before he was, the Osama that we all know today. But that's how I got into it, and I had the idea for this new book, The Dog Man Cometh. I wanted to put the Dog Man in the first book, but once I got to writing, I realized the Dog Man deserved his own series of books because it was such a great character. So here we are, 10 years later after I had the idea of the Dog Man. The book's coming out in October, and it's the story of a guy in Glacier Park, Montana, and he's an orphan, doesn't know his roots, and he's sitting by the falls on his horse out in the wilderness there, and after a near-fatal misstep, he finds himself inside a cave where a lone shaman tells him of the Sand Creek Massacre, and that a band of Cheyenne escaped into the Montana wilderness, the Lost Tribe, and that Jared is the sole survivor of that bloodline of dog soldiers. And the shaman goes on to say that the White Devil has returned to finish what it started back in Sand Creek, and he's going to wipe out the Cheyenne Nation. And Jared is the legendary Dog Man, and it's up to him to stop him, and it's all going down tonight under the eclipse. So that's the Dog Man in a nutshell.
How does the persistence to keep going, to keep writing? Because of course you don't sit down in one night and write a book. How does the mindset go into writing a book and just to keep going and trying to get more ideas and then just to keep on the flow with the book?
Well, I don't have any problems with the story ideas. My imagination that's one thing I've kept from my childhood is my vivid imagination. So I get ideas constantly. And I've actually got the next 5 books plotted out in my head. It's just a matter of sitting down and writing them. And I'm very driven, as with everything else, whether it be the martial arts or music, which are 2 of my fortes. I apply myself to writing, and it takes me a while to write a book. But I'm getting better at it. Like anything, with practice, you get better. And I think the second book, my writing, is tighter. And the story certainly, it takes place in one night. So I like that very fast-paced kind of book where it's almost like watching a movie.
Now, with kind of just reading on the back of the book here that you brought, with the Cheyenne dog soldiers, of course, out here being out west in the western panhandle of Nebraska, and then into Wyoming, of course, the rich heritage with Native Americans. It's really a fascinating book because it has something related to, of course, here us in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's special for me to be out here promoting this book because I've had such an affinity for the Native American culture. When I was younger, our neighbors moved out to Elbert, Colorado, population 180, and they had a ranch like 10 miles outside of that little town, and we would go out and visit them. And so as a teenager, I fell in love with the Rocky Mountains and the Native American culture, and that really stuck with me throughout my life. And now I'm approaching 50, and all that experience has gone into my writing, and of course a lot of research into the Cheyenne. They're probably my favorite tribe to study, and this book is my homage to them.
Now, with you being here in Scottsbluff, you will have a signing, correct, out at the mall?
Yes, I'm going to be on Thursday the 11th, which is my birthday. I'm going to be at Copperfield Books from 5 to 7 p.m.
And now, you said was the book going to be coming out later, or people will have a chance to buy it now and then it'll be released, or how's that work?
Well, the book comes out October 22nd, as far as all the chains and so forth. I'm out west doing pre-promotion for it, and wherever I have signings like Cheyenne and Casper and Fort Collins and so forth, they have my book early, and you can buy it wherever I have a signing.
Now, where will you go after Scottsbluff? Will you be going farther west?
I'm going back home.
Going back home?
Going back to Boston.
You don't like us here in Nebraska.
No. I got to go back home and see if I can help Tom Brady get his knee fixed.
He's going to need some help.
Oh, my God.
So how do you, actually, you said you had more books in the planning. What's the next step? How long do you wait usually for one book to come out, and then do you just automatically start working on the next one and try to plot them out, as you said kind of before?
Yes, that's exactly what I do. And I take into account, I want my books to be timely. And since it takes me a couple years to write, I have to look down the road to see where society is going to be in world events and so forth. That was the case with A Cry for a Hero. I just felt this attack coming. I thought the terrorists were going to hit us in Boston because in the story they take out the whole city and kill 2 million people is their plot. And the next book, Old Souls, which I'm writing now, is also very timely, and it takes into account world events and what's going on in the terrorist world and so forth. It's not about terrorism so much, but just where the world is going and the possibilities of what could happen. And so, yeah, I take into account world events, and I want my books to be very timely.
So from the author of Cry for a Hero, it is Jonathan Womack, who is joining us here on Hometown Family Radio, has the book coming out, The Dog Man Cometh. Once again, Jonathan, tell them where you'll be on Thursday here in Scottsbluff.
I'm going to be at Copperfield Books from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And you want to very well check this out, dealing with the Cheyenne dog soldiers of the Old West. Jonathan, I want to a privilege of talking to you. Thank you for the book. Thank you for signing it. And I will enjoy reading this, and everyone else should as well. Of course, dealing with the rich heritage, of course, out here in western Nebraska and parts of Wyoming. And have a safe trip home.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me, Jared.